Hello again from Swines Meadow Farm Nursery. Last night on Twitter I noticed there was some comments about people losing Pittosporums and not growing them anymore. 2010, 2011, a lot of people lost Pittosporums, but this chap here behind me is Pittosporum tabara, which is actually a more tender species of Pittosporum, and that's been in for about 8-9 years. Now you probably wonder why this is still there, still surviving. Even last winter we had some -12s, and the previous winter a few -16s. I've got a bit of a theory on the reason why this Pittosporum survived, and that is chiefly because it is quite an exposed spot. And I think what's happened here is, one, it's toughened the plant up, plus it's also made it so that the plant, the sap hasn't risen as quick in the springtime when we've had some of these severe frosts, and so it hasn't been happy like it did with a lot of my own Pittosporums in the more sheltered. So this is Pittosporum tabara, also known as Japanese mock orange, not to be confused with the Mexican mock orange, which is Choice donata, although it has some very similar sort of looks to it. Cream flowers in the springtime, into midsummer time, and then nice seed capsules sort of late autumn through into winter time. Here you can see some of the Pittosporum tabara seed pods just starting to crack. I shall have to keep an eye on these and collect the seed from them. It's the actual seed pod that gives Pittosporum its name. It does actually mean sticky, and the seeds on these can be very, very sticky indeed. This Pittosporum has now been in the garden for about 8-9 years, and this has also helped confirm my theories about why semi-hardy type evergreen plants do benefit from being a little bit more exposed. As if you have a look, that's facing east, and we're pretty much open to the elements all the way round. One of my favourite plants this time of year is this little chap. He's a legume, part of the legume family, called Coronilla citrina glauca. These flowers have a beautiful scent to them, and these have just started flowering probably in the last month, and will continue to do so till round about April-May sort of time. Semi-hardy-ish, although I do sometimes manage to overwinter these in the garden, but ever so easy to take cuttings from and get going from there. So always keep an insurance plant, and it's always worth growing it in the garden. As you can see, very, very pretty flower, and amazing scent coming from it. Always well worth bearing in mind, because it is a legume, very good for fixing nitrogen in the soil as well. We do also grow this variegated version of it, which again very, very pretty, and the benefit of having a bit of colour through it when the flower's not there in some of the summertime. This plant here, also a good flower in the winter time. Got to bear in mind, this is in a polytunnel. I have got another one of these outside in the field, not as full out in flower. In fact, it is a slightly different variety. This is Colletia paradoxa, also sometimes known as the crucifix tree or the aeroplane tree. And if you actually look very closely at those rather vicious spines, you can actually see something that faintly resembles a Vulcan bomber there. This again, another Colletia in the polytunnel. This is Colletia hystrix. I was actually originally sold it as Paradoxa, but I knew it wasn't, but even so I still had to have it. Interestingly enough, I don't tend to grow roses too much in the garden because they prickle me, and then look at what I'm growing here. Here is Colletia hystrix, which has now been out in the garden for probably about 3 years. Originally probably started at a little shrub probably about the size of that branch, but as you can see now, well and truly going. There is some flower just starting to appear if you actually look close at some of those leaf axil junctions. When I first became aware of this plant, it was through a television programme. John Amos has it in his garden in Northampton. So at that point I decided, oh well, if it can survive Northamptonshire, then it should survive our areas. And you can see this is the new garden in progress, and pretty exposed under that big Lincolnshire sky. I hope you've enjoyed the plants I've shown you today, and you look forward to further instalments from Swines Meadow. I think I'm going to enjoy doing this, providing you're prepared to listen to my warbling and rambling on. But if you've got any ideas of things you want to know, ideas of things you want to see, please let me know, and we'll see what can be done. Thank you very much.